farm a bunch of what's it called, Electrum, to get my new build going here. But basically, it's a bleed build. But it doesn't use the bleed valor plate. It uses the defensive one. So it's a good mix of defense and offense. But the offense is just crazy huge. I definitely need more gear. If I could upgrade if I could get more stuff with bleed chance on it, that would be really good. And yeah, for right now we just need to kind of farm money. So I'm gonna go ahead and farm the Earthrealm Gauntlet and see how much money I get off of that. So as you can see, we're getting over health whenever we crit or kill things. I don't have the one where it keeps the over health, but there's sort of a reason for that. So we go in with Drazkul's Legacy, and we basically just want to use our Southern Technique and our Northern Technique right away. Then swap to the Sword of Courage. And this will give us a Blessing of Infusion, which increases our chances to inflict ailments, and the Blessing of Luck increases our crit chance. We don't have a whole bunch of crit chance on this build. We have flat 20% right now. But whenever we crit, we get weapon technique charge, and for 10 seconds, and we get 6% flat build up. Here we have 25% of our lifestone recovery is applied as overhealth instead of health. Whenever I parry, I get weapon technique charge speed for 10 seconds, and my next weapon technique attack deals 37% more damage. So you can kind of see the theme here is we're going off of our Northern Technique mostly, and this gives us 30% weapon technique damage. And we have a few stats on here that aren't good. This could be a lot more optimized. You can see we have pole arm damage, soul shatter buildup. I mean, the soul shatter buildup is nice, but 7% chance to inflict curse. This is not optimized at all. It could be a lot better. Timing attack damage, weak point damage. We don't even do weak points in this build. Rampage expiration time. We do have Rampage. This one actually gives us an extra 7% chance to inflict bleed, which is really good because this is our primary weapon that we use here. So then for augments, we basically stack a bunch of this might stuff. We have a little bit, so it kind of all starts here. We want to get to our Archon Fury, because that gives us a bunch of damage reduction, and we're going to be taking damage in this build. We're just going to face tank, take damage. It's fine. We're pretty much going to parry whenever we need to, and that's about it. We will need to do it every once in a while. It's not like I'm, invincible or anything like that. I wish I could get the build that way. Maybe I could, but here we get our weapon technique charge speed whenever we parry. We get 54 overhealth whenever we defeat an enemy, so any small mobs or anything like that. Nice thing about this one is it gives us extra physical damage. This one gives us 31% to bleeding enemies. And again, the build isn't completely optimized. You can see this is level 46, this is level 48. They're not 100% perfect for this yet. This one's whenever I parry, I gain 255 over health, and that one also gives me physical damage. Here you can see we're using the Prismatic Globe. So our first attack is going to be an automatic critical hit, right? So we're going to get over health off of that because we have the 38% plus 20%, plus we can get the blessing to give us more critical hit chance and stuff like that. So here we have plus 79%. I know this can go higher. I think it can go up to 90 something percent. But this is 79% weapon technique damage if at least 2 adjacent augments are red. So there's a lot more damage on our weapon techniques. Plus we have an extra 22% flat bonus damage on our weapon technique. Here is just a might augment to increase our might, which increases our damage. Again, the secondaries aren't perfect. This one gives us rampage bonus damage for every 20 might. Again, if these were perfect, this would be a higher percentage, which would mean more DPS. And again, weak point damage, we don't even use weak points. Again, not perfect. If you can get perfect rolls on this, I can imagine that it would be absolutely ridiculous. And here again, we have overhealth. We get overhealth whenever we perform critical hits. So there's where our overhealth comes from. When we get our first hit on like a group of mobs, we get a decent amount of overhealth. And it's not a crazy amount, but that's fine because, like I said, again, we want to take damage because we want to get Archon Fury charge off of our Divine Conduit here. And then when we go to Archon Fury, we're using the Aegis Horn. We get 3 Spirit Warriors to aid us in battle. We take 30% less damage, so that helps us tank everything and just kind of face tank it. And when we're hit, we shoot 3 projectiles that deal 20 physical damage to nearby enemies. The physical damage inflicts bleed, right? So even this 20 damage, that's fine. Even more hits we're taking, the more chance we're getting to inflict physical damage, to inflict bleed, right? And then whenever we inflict bleed, we shoot up to 2 projectiles, 1 or 2 projectiles, that deal 3287 physical damage. And this is all ramped up. It can crit everything. So these sometimes will just chain one-shot everything because it's just constantly applying physical damage and critting and causing bleed and all that stuff. So our rotation is kind of like get hit, use our recovery, use our Archon's tier here, increase our critical chance even further. So now let's see here. So with this, we get an extra 40% here, plus some over health, right? So that's 40%. What's this? Yeah, I was right, the augments. So then we get another 38% chance against full health enemies, right? So we essentially have 100% chance to crit after we use our Archon's tier. We have essentially 100% chance to crit when we use our Northern Technique or whatever on full health enemies. If we get a stack of enemies, it's perfect, right? It's kind of like everything just kind of ties together, and it winds up, even just the raw DPS that I have, just the raw DPS is pretty good. Like, I'll show you. It's like, this is just our raw DPS, you know, and that's a natural crit. But then when we go like this, and then we switch to this, and we do this, well, that didn't inflict bleed that time, but you know, we're just wrecking everything right now. So imagine we're fighting some tougher enemies, and we inflict bleed, then it just chain bleeds everyone. You can see we still have infusion on right now, so it's plenty of time to even like swap back to this and get our Southern back up. I don't know where Decimus is. The game is glitched right now. Amazing. You can see there we're doing like 13k, all this other stuff. We have our infusion and our luck. See, everything's already dead. I can't even get there to attack this guy because it's just already, the fight's already over. And you can see that's a lot of damage there. I'll show you guys my skill tree too. That's also not optimized, but I mean, It doesn't need to be. That's what I'm trying to get at here. This build fully optimized would just completely wreck everything, I'm sure. It is like a hybrid build. It's nuts. Alright, let's see if we can find Decimus. Yeah, I haven't even blocked once yet. I mean, I don't need to against mobs. Well, there he is. Oh, I missed. Yeah, I don't even care if I take damage from him. It's good if I take damage. Then I get to do this. Then I get to do this. Then I get to swap weapons, do this. Do one of these. So, yeah. And yeah, you can see Decimus, like, literally did not stand a chance there.